everyone, I'm Agus Hermawan from the Young Professional MBA Bandung Institute of Technology. On this occasion, I will explain you about my analysis of several aspects contained in the financial statement of PT Astra Auto Parts. This video was made uh, as one of the requirement to complete the accounting course, lecturing by Mr. Erman Sumirat. And disclaimer first, I'm not the expert in this field. Sorry if there are many mistakes in analyzing the financial statement of PT Astra Auto Parts because basically I'm still learning in this stage. Following is a brief profile of PT Astra Auto Parts, founded in 1976, which was originally named Alpha Delta Motors. PT Astra Auto Parts, or AOP, is a subsidiary of Astra to complete the automotive business value chains as a manufacturer and distributor of various component products for manufacturing and retail consumers in Indonesia and abroad through a network of 56 business units, subsidiary and associate, as well as in joint ventures. On May 29, 1997, PT Astra Auto Parts started to become a public company, or IPO, because one of subsidiaries of PT Astra International, the majoring share owner is PT Astra International, which account for 80% and rest belonging to the public. Like company in general, PT Astra Auto Parts also has a vision and mission. Its vision is to become a world-class automotive component supplier as the main business partner of choice in Indonesia, supported by reliable engineering capabilities. And its mission is to develop a reliable and competitive automotive component industry, as well as become a strategic partner for automotive industry players in Indonesia and the world, and be a responsible business citizen and make a positive contribution to the stakeholders. PT Astra Auto Parts consists of 7 divisions, 12 subsidiaries, 21 associate and jointly controlled entities, and 13 direct investment. Through this section, PT Astra Auto Parts serve almost all automotive manufacturers and the replacement part market in Indonesia, both two wheels, four wheels, as well as other industry with a wide production range. Through this section, PT Astra Auto Parts serve almost all automotive manufacturers and the replacement parts market in Indonesia. Both two-wheel and four wheels, as well as other industry with a wide product range. The next slide is the customer by served by PT Astra Auto Parts. Astra Auto Parts also cooperates with world-renowned business partners such as Denso, Kayaba, Aisin, Akebono, Brake, GS USA International, Paroli, SKF, Daido, etc. in the production various spare part product as attracted in the following slide. And some of the slides are about Astra Auto Parts product. This slide contains product for four wheels and followed by two wheels vehicle, and not only public private vehicle, but also Astra Auto Parts serves spare part for commercial vehicle, which are present in the image beside. Below are some of the financial highlights of PT Astra Auto Parts. As we can see from the result chart, 2020 was a difficult year for all business players, including Pasa Auto Park, because the COVID-19 attack has disrupted the economic stability of all companies, but there is an increase in economic condition of PT Asa Auto Park in 2021. As the largest motorized vehicle spare part company in Indonesia, PT Astra Auto Parts is a subsidiary of Astra International that completes the automotive business value chain as a producer and distributor of a series of component products for manufacturing and retail consumer in Indonesia and abroad through a network of 96 businesses unit subsidiaries, companies, and associate and joint ventures companies. All AOP shares are listed on the Indonesian Stock Exchange with a market capital value of 6 trillion at the end of 2019. Asa Auto Parts is committed to implementing Industry 4.0 as reflected in the percent of the WinTech or workshop of industry equipment business unit as a pioneer of implementing smart factors and the appointment of PT Akebono Brake Asa International as a lighthouse factory candidate for the implementation of Industry 4.0 in Indonesia. Through to represent offices located in Dubai and Singapore, IOP's automatic components are distributed to more than 30 countries in Asia, Oceania, Middle East, Africa, Europe, and South America. Undeniably, the various negative impact due to COVID-19 pandemic result in the company's lower financial performance in 2020 compared to the previous year, especially in the manufacturing segment, rising at sluggish automotive market, both for vehicle and two vehicle. Well, the performance of the manufacturing business line saw a significant decline, especially in the second quarter of 2020. The rebound momentum in the third quarter of 2020 did not last until the end of this year. Thus, the performance improvement was not as high as expected. The contribution of manufacturing business segment in 2020 was 44.3%, decreased by 36.2% compared to the 53.4% distribution in 2019. This was due to OEM segment experienced a very steep decline in the number of sales in 2020, both for wheeled and two-wheeled vehicle, 48.3% and 43.5% respectively. A very high effort contribution still demonstrate a good financial performance in 2020. As of the end of 2020, the company recorded a positive cash position due to our effort in implementing a cost leadership strategy and postponing unnecessary investment plans. We always strive to ensure adequate cash flow to meet the operation needs, both importing materials and other routine expense. In addition, the optimum use of digitalization has been proved to be able to maintain working capital at a healthy level and the company's liquidity condition through the year. The company's net revenue increased when compared to the same period in the previous year. In the second quarter of 2021, the company revenue is 7.2 trillion, while in the same quarter of 2020, the company's revenue was 5.65 trillion. There was a very significant increase, or worse, 1.55 trillion, below our search of an increase of company net revenue. Following our formula to finding gross profit margin and net profit margin based on what we know, if we want to see the company profit, we have to look at the net revenue section because the net revenue has been reduced by the cost of expense. According to experts such as Bastian Suharjono and Rinanti, revealing that this ratio is comparison of net income and sales. The bigger it is, the most productive the company's performance will be, so it will increase investor confidence to invest in the company. The ratio shows the percentage of the profit obtained from its sales. The greater this ratio, it can be considered the better the company's ability to earn high profits. In addition, Shamsuddin explains that this ratio is the ratio between net profit, namely sales. From the understanding of the profit according to this expert, it can be seen that this ratio is a profitability ratio used to measure the percentage of the profit in a company to its net sales. This ratio shows the proportion of sales remaining after deducting all costs related to the sales process. Bank of Indonesia set the health standard of the company. The company has net profit margin ratio is more than 5%. From the data above, the percentage of net profit margin of PT Astra Auto Parts in the second quarter of 2021 was 11.435%. The ratio experienced a significant increase in the second quarter of 2020. The NPM ratio is minus 20%. The percentage increase in NPM at PT Astra Auto Parts in 1 year is 31.435%. The NPM ratio in 2020 is very far from the health standard of economy due to the effect of COVID-19 pandemic on life, including the company's business activity. It can be included that the performance of PT Astra Auto Parts is a good at improving the company economic stability. As an indicator, determines profitability, the return on equity value is one of the consideration in the fundamental analysis carried out by investors. By knowing the ROA ratio, you as an investor by knowing the ROA ratio, you as an investor can predict how much profit you can get it. You buy the issues. Then what is the ROE percent of the companies whose share of the worth buying? According to the senior analyst research division of Anugrah Sekuritas Indonesia, Bertoni Rio, issuers with an ROA ratio above 20% are actually quite promising to buy their shares. In other words, the performance of PT Astra Auto Parts has not been good enough to get his profit. This is pandemic that has a good direct impact on PT Astra Auto Parts, which caused project sale to decline greatly because people purchasing power for motorized vehicle was very low. Although still below 20%, but PT Astra Auto Parts slowly managed to increase their ROA ratio in 1 year. they were able to increase their ROA by 5.3%. This increase can be judged that the performance of PT Astra Auto Parts to restore their economic condition after being affected by COVID-19 pandemic was quite good because almost all company or organization are affected by COVID-19, which in the company's economic stability being a necessary and not a few of them were forced to their company do serious bankruptcy. The conclusion of my analysis of several aspects that affect the company economics, PT Astra Auto Parts has a very good strategy to overcome the company's economic problems. Observed of our experts in the stock section recommended to people who are interested in the stock sector to buy share of PT Astra Auto Parts because it has good prospects. This prospect is supported by good news of progress of PT Astra Auto Parts appointed by print media who talk about shares. This news is representing in the following slide. Thank you very much. That's all from me. Sorry for all my mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.